Hi, welcome. In this video I'd like to explain to you about the snapping feature in CAD. When we set out to develop the snapping feature, we felt that the snapping in CAD systems really fell short of its CAD cousins. The snapping in CAD systems, or modern CAD systems, is really very slick and quite impressive. So we wanted to be able to match that sort of functionality, and I hope you'll agree with by the end of this video. So what is snapping? Well, snapping basically is a way of acquiring a point value from an existing object. So for example, if we were drawing a line, we could use the existing point, say the end or midpoint of another line to form the start or end point of this line we're trying to create. So the best thing is for me just to go ahead and give you a demonstration. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the line command. So rather than keying in the start point of the line and then the end point of the line, we're going to be using points from existing lines and arcs or circles to generate these points, and that means that we are snapping to the lines or arcs. So I'm just going to pop down a random line to start with. Now if I move the mouse near to the line, the first thing that happens is the line highlights in orange, let you know that you're near it, and that's the line that is producing the snap. And then we've got a blue square, and that's called a snap marker. If I was to left click the mouse, that's where the start of the line will be formed from. And also for good measure, the cursor changes colour and shape to indicate that it's snapping at the end. And if I move the cursor along, as we get near to the middle, you see it's now got a snap marker near to the middle. Because we're nearer to the middle now than the end, it's already in fact decided that that's where the snap point can be. Just as a point of interest, I'm in what we call multi-snap mode now, and this means it's going to be looking for all the snaps it can in context of what you're doing. If everything is getting a little bit busy, there's too many snaps going on, we can go and choose individual snaps, and I'll be showing you that a little bit later. So if I'm just going to turn that off for the time being, I'll describe that to you in a minute. So as I move away from the centre, and as we get near to the end, you'll see that now the snap marker snapped to the end. So if I left click now, it's now started the line. So you can see over here that these endpoints, or the start point of the line, was extracted from the end point of this line. It now wants the end of the line, and again we can now either key in a value or we can snap to another line or arc or circle. There aren't any more, but what I will just show you whilst we're now getting the end of a line, if I move this cursor near to a point which is perpendicular to the line, can you see what happens? The snap, there's a blue snap marker and a snap perpendicular from a cursor icon is being displayed, and the origin of the line that the snap is originated from is highlighted. So that would be exactly 90 degrees to that line. There'd also be another snap perpendicular from there. Okay, you can see that, and you could also choose the if you just wanted to do snap from perpendicular, you could choose that, but multi-snap is pretty good. It does most of what you want it to do. So I can left click that, and you can see now that's a line exactly at 90 degrees to the one that the start point was formed from. And I could draw a line from the centre, so left click there, and that's now coming from the centre. I might want to put it on the end of that one or the midpoint. So okay, so I think you get the idea. Just want to, before I move on, I want to show you this feature here, snap orthogonal, which is active at the moment. If I put the start point of the line down there, this enables us to draw horizontal and vertical lines. It only works on when we're trying to get the end point of a line. So if I move this near to horizontal, you see we get a blue snap marker to indicate where the line endpoint will be if I was to left click, and also the cursor's changed to indicate that. So we'll be able to do this at all the 0, 90, 270 and 180 degrees. Okay, now let me just show you this inline snapping. So if I activate that now, what inline snapping does basically, at the moment, if I'm just circling the cursor around these three lines, nothing's happening. But if I go and wake one point up, now I've moved over there, so that's woken up. Now, as you can see, it's finding, and it's also finding one of the line down the bottom there, but it's now looking for inline snapping. So for instance, that if I left click now, the start of that line would be directly in line with the start of the line that's been highlighted. So if I left click now, you can see I could perhaps do it in line with that. And also what will work now is the actual orthogonal snapping will work in conjunction with the inline. You can see that it's now going to snap vertically and in line, and the cursor has changed to indicate that. So if I left click now, so that line is vertical and the endpoint is directly in line with this line here. I could also weight that up, and you can see it's going to look for the intersection of both. The start and end point of that line, it's found the intersection, and I can left click there. So this inline snapping is typically found on high-end CAD systems. Okay, I'm just going to turn off the inline snapping now.